So thank you, Sharmishtha, for joining with us. Sharmishtha is multi-talented personality who has worked in graphic design, industrial design, because she is a product design student. Then she went to UK to pursue her masters, and then she is here in India as a faculty. She is teaching in MIT college, and so let's explore her journey of design. So welcome, Sharmishtha.
Hi, thank you, Vishal. Thank you for having me here. Uh, Thank you for the introduction. But to say I was no different than what students are going through nowadays. We still are not so aware about what exactly design is. But as much as I know, I would like to share my experience,
Yeah.
how I started with it. So Yes, I've done my product design in undergraduation from MIT ID, MIT ADT, that is Loni Kalpur. So MIT has various institutions, so I'm
Yeah.
just being specific. During my time, design institutions were kind of new, and we did not have idea exactly what it
Mm.
was. I was lucky to have a older sibling who was kind of aware of it and has been through the same process of going through design entrance exams and all of that. So I found out that there is something known as NID and MIT,
Yeah.
Srishti. So, and from then on, how we go through which colleges have good reputations and where I can learn something interesting. I found out that NID and MIT is something that I would like to give a
Mm.
go. I did take aptitude test, which of course then showed that I can get into architecture or design.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the but obvious
The great
choice.
aptitude test.
Yeah, the great aptitude test. Yes, that everyone takes, and it's the same result. You either
Yeah.
go for architecture or either you can go for design. Yeah. So I did take that, and considering my luck about, like you said, my mother being an artist, skills were not a problem. I was getting some tips from her about building my portfolio from my brother, and that is what really helped me. I got some mentors on the way. Milind Dobre sir, who is right now in MIT ID, actually, he's part of fine arts department. uh, I got great friends also who were like telling me what should be in the portfolio, how you should be building it. Into part where I that at that time, as you know, even for undergraduation, we had to give interviews.
Yeah.
Nowadays, most of the interview process has been, is for undergraduation. I think NID is no more taking interviews per se. There is
Mm.
examination and studio test. I think that's
Yeah.
it. But during our time, we used to have interviews, and I still remember why I did not get into NID in the first go was lacking confidence and not able to speak. I got into second list in there, but I'd
Okay.
already taken admission in MIT by that point. So I was always getting asked question, why are you going to product design?
Yeah. Why?
So why? Because clearly you have an aptitude for either graphic design, animation, So why are you particularly wanting to do product design? Now there is this, okay.
So is it
Uh,
like a rebellion thing that you wanted
no,
to do?
no, not a rebellion really. Thoda sa tha, like when people even were giving me an advice कि नहीं beta, you go to graphics. I was but at home, so there was this. Actually, you want to get into design, but in 11th, 12th, you have to do science. Okay, that's
Yeah.
compulsory.
That is a backup project.
That is a fact. Yeah.
ये कुछ इसमें कुछ हुआ नहीं तो तुम इंजीनियरिंग करो.
Correct. Ha. Yeah, it's very difficult. Yeah, but then same thing happened when I chose product design. Okay, so it was
Mm.
like, no, product design is a thing. Okay, don't go for fashion design. Don't go for animation. That's not a thing. Like
Yeah.
graphics, ये थोड़ी करना होता है product design. So that was also one major part of it. Why I got into product design. But I was quite lucky with my internships. Uh, and I worked in good projects with product design as well. My projects were working well. But then as I was doing internship and got into industry, I found out my interest for graphic design. I did UI UX as well. I'm not particularly interested in UX, but I did work in industry for that.
Mm.
So if you're okay, we could go through
Yeah, sure.
certain projects that I
Yeah,
was showing at that point of time.
yeah.
This is around, I think this portfolio is around something 2013 open electives that I used to do. So I did a lot of open electives like screen printing, we did sculptures, then we also were introduced to calligraphy, etc. But this is one of my project which I was really proud of at that time. All together from scratch, we had to create the underwire, the whole welding, etc. was done by us, everything, and then we, came up with
Mm.
this whole self sculpture
Okay.
actually. So yeah, it was quite interesting project. Then, like I said, I got this opportunity. Then at that time, I was not really acquainted with what comic strips are, but then I got to create this comic strip for Sakar, for children to make them understand the importance of eco-friendliness and all of that. So, and we also did some volunteering around and all of that. So that was one. Now this is my only product design project that I've put in this portfolio.
Okay.
So
So this
yeah,
was which year in?
I was in second year at this point,
Okay.
and I did an internship at Mazda in
Okay.
Ahmedabad. Otherwise, it's that is also a graphic design firm, but they also had a product design section.
Mm-hmm.
So there, I developed this kiosk. Not only me, but of course with my senior, who my mentor over there, uh, created this kiosk for book. How you can get the books without human assistance actually. Like I said, I got into industrial product design, but my be having this artist background, it's very difficult to let go of that. And I was always getting taunted that you are an artist, you're not a designer, you're not a designer, what will you do? But then I wanted to show both the sides. I wanted
Mm-hmm.
to show my design side, that yes, I have the aptitude for that, but I have aptitude for this as well, and I can do something with this. At that point of time, I didn't know what I could do with it, but yes. So the first project that you see with the doorknob and the glass,
Mm.
the jug that you see,
Yeah.
the kettle, actually are 3D painted, not
Okay.
rendered on any 3D software.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody used to think that only you can do 3D renders for getting it done, but the initial concept designs can be showed through through painting as well. That's what I wanted to show. That's how I started learning my initial projects with help of Wacom and pen tablets.
Like, hold my
So that,
coffee. Let me do it.
yeah, exactly. Yes. Already from my third year on, I was working in graphic design, but I was actually interested in a lot of things. So I was also interested in fashion. I was also interested in storytelling. So I wanted to do a lot of things. So I got this opportunity where I put my portfolio, but with help of my illustration, I actually got into this where I could do an internship and a styling project, like a advanced styling course at
Mm-hmm.
UK, at specifically London. So who would want to miss that opportunity, right?
Yeah.
I got to learn under a very good mentor called Joe Toronka, and I did all the shoots. The everything is done by me. The styling part of it, the shoot, deciding. Of course, we had a photographer and all. This is just a very small part. I also did a fashion film. I also made a fashion film, I think, which is available on my YouTube channel, for Studio Lopamudra. I'll talk about Studio Lopamudra after this.
Okay.
So yeah, so that's what I did over there. Then when I came back to India, I was really into fashion styling at that point of time, and of course graphic design was also there. So my brother and I, we started our own, uh, what do you say, like a studio, like a small studio, a design studio, where we were working with graphic design, styling, also creating our own fabrics. In the second picture, where you see it's actually a shoot for Sholin, the bike. Some model like customized. They make customized bike models for
Yeah.
them. We had done the shoot, and the drape that you see is actually drape made by us in Studio Lopamudra.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
So the drape is ours, the styling is ours, the photography is done by Amit Mali,
Okay.
and my brother was also part of it. The first one is a photo shoot done by Shailesh Pardeshi, and the model is Shweta, who is also one of the actresses in South Indian movies and all of that. So
Okay.
so I got all this very various opportunities. I was mostly freelancing by that point, and also
Mhm.
doing working as a visiting faculty in pre-design institutes like BRDA, Silica, and also going to symbiosis and this what do you Voxen and all at that point. So again, some personal projects that I was doing in styling, but like I said, I also had interested in jewelry creating. So garnish was one of my project where I did the small embellishments on my own, and so this got a very good response for on social media and all. At that point, I was not really looking at like who is doing what.
Mhm.
This is again our work from Studio Lopamudra. So my brother is into calligraphy, so he was doing the calligraphy, or we were hand painted drapes we were creating,
Mhm.
and we also had a lot of so the shoots are also done by us again. The whole branding, we did whole branding. The logo is created by Shantanu, my brother, and we were doing this kind of creatives. Yeah, it's just very old now, sketches and all that, just to show what other things as
Oh.
an artist I was doing live. Yeah, then I was also taking these projects for restaurants, wall art, doing wall art on various restaurants. So at Pune, if people are aware of Hippie at Heart, then we've also done one for Kolada. Now their name is different in the World Trade Center, Karadi. So so a lot of different projects we did. I was just talking about my bachelor's and now just entering towards my
Masters.
master's. Yes. So there's a lot of gap. I took a lot of experience in between working, like I said, working as a graphic designer, UI UX designer, working on my own with my own design firm in various fields of fashion styling, again, illustration. Also, I did a lot of small projects with storytelling, etc. Freelance, everything freelance, and was teaching now side by side in pre-design institutes. But of course, I wanted to develop myself more. That's how I got into masters. I thought of going for uh, illustration,
Okay.
storytelling. I thought I could do more with that because, of course, having the, like you said, having the artistic background and having that skill, I thought masters is more about developing your skill that you already have,
Mm.
and something that you can apply in the industry. So, Nottingham, I particularly chose Nottingham Trent University, two reasons. One, I'd already been to UK in London, right? So London, I feel, is like Mumbai. So it's very
Maybe it has become now.
yeah, maybe it has become now. No, in general, the lifestyle.
Is it
People are
because of like
driving.
too many Indian and Asians there, or they have
That
changed?
is there. Yes, there are a lot of Indians. So I went to this another city which is called Reading. Uh, in and it's just a small, just a fun kissa that I could tell you about is so the bus I got into, I spoke to this guy in like, I need to go get here. And he's like, yeah, I have a seat. And then as soon as I go and seat, I'm not really looking at people. But then one lady climbs up and she starts talking to that bus driver in Hindi,
Okay.
in Reading. And I'm like, what the hell? Then I saw who the man is. And the lady is with this big kunku and, talking to him in Hindi. Then I looked around me. And everyone around me, except for two different people, were not Indian. The whole bus was full of Indians. So yeah, that's true. What you're saying, yes, lot of no. But the reason why London, I said, is like Mumbai is the lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hustling, bustling. Like people are just going to work, coming back to work, and the
So
whole
you didn't
fast
miss
life.
India.
Yeah. So no, but I wanted a different lifestyle. So I read a lot about Nottingham. So Nottingham has a lot of history of even through fashion, war, their architecture. In terms of that, they have amazing history. And about Nottingham Trent University itself has a lot of history. It
Yeah.
is a very old institution, and yeah, I thought, it would be amazing to be part of that, not only education wise but also learning something more about them. So that's how I got in there. So what I did there, what is illustration
What you did
particularly?
there?
Yeah.
पैसे उड़ा के
So
आई है.
पैसे नहीं उड़ाए. I was on a student loan, like I said, and I was a very responsible child. I particularly was interested in what all Britain is about, children's book, and I wanted to learn a bit more about that, graphic novels, children's book. That's where I turned my illustration field towards. But in general, illustration could be any medium, not just drawing, sketching. It doesn't necessarily mean that you should be amazing in drawing or sketching. So there were a lot of different things that were happening. But let me get you through work that I did over there. So I'll just share my screen again. So just talking about what I did in as just few projects from what I did in illustration, the major projects is one was about this. We had to observe a lot. So there is one a very interesting terminology, that is reportage sketching, where you develop and inculcate a habit about uh, sketching on spot and documenting it like how reporters would.
Hmm.
So this is not the process. I've just put a small part of my outcome over here, but the whole process itself is interesting. Where I used to travel around in the trams and go to old age homes, sketch them out, ask them stories. I have a lot of sketchbooks actually. So, but then slowly I understood that youngsters can actually get well together with old people. As they say, as you start getting old, you
Hmm.
start getting younger again.
Yeah.
Like to do a lot of things which youngsters would love to do. Then I'll talk a little bit about my final master's project also, where being in UK, I still wanted to do something like a project which I could relate with.
Hmm.
I'm a lot into mythology, and I like to listen to those storytelling and how each story has some kind of moral.
Hmm.
So, with of course, I was learning about how to develop stories and how to talk about people. Then I found when I was learning, uh, I found out that people relate to human expressions a lot,
Hmm.
and I wanted to do something with that mythology and of course the conditions of rivers in India.
Okay.
Uh, so the pollution, etc., pollution,
So
population, because of which, yeah,
so this was the subject that you chose by yourself.
chose. Yes,
Okay.
subject that it was an MA project. I had to propose this.
Okay.
Yeah. So I particularly chose. So I at point during research, I was researching about almost all the major rivers in India, like of course Ganga, Yamuna, etc. But while
Hmm.
personifying, while as a character, I chose Yamuna and her story. So Yamuna has if I'll just in short, if to tell you about Yamuna, Yamuna is known to be the sister of Yama, right?
Hmm.
And so there's a story that she helps us pass over from this world to
Okay.
give us when we take moksha.
Hmm.
So she is the one who takes away all our sins and helps us pass and go to next life. or for us in India, we believe in either it is next life, or moksha is when we just finish all our lives and we are in peace, we attain peace, and our soul is basically has done its job, has served all his life, something of that sort. And I personified Yamuna as a character which has human features, and tried to show her emotions. And along with it, there was a narration which was talking about what we have done with her, and the illustration book was talking about how slowly she also gave up on us. Like she could take it no more, and she gave up on us, and she left Earth. And now it is too late for us to,
Review it.
yeah, exactly. So that was the whole book about.
Okay.
And I also worked on merchandise, which eco-friendly and sustainable merchandise. The merchandise which is also talking and helping audience which is same as me, which is aware but would like to learn more about it. One was that audience, and one audience was which is completely unaware that they're doing all of this. So it was a whole big project. Then I also did like smaller other projects. I keep doing like all this online short stories for games as well. This is, if you are aware of, Among Us.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then now this is done in a real life story, real experience of when you play a game, and this is a whole story. Again, you can find it on my Instagram if you
Yeah.
are interested. Yeah, so this was about my master's, and there's one major project that I would like to last project that I will share with you. So it's her waitresses, or the earlier name for it was a girl with extra long hair. It is about so it's a children's book that I'd participated in a silent book competition, and it got good reviews, etc. Uh, where I'm talking about a girl who, if when stressed, she grows her hair longer. So quite opposite to what,
Opposite to
yeah, the actual
what we have.
scenario is. Yeah, exactly. So instead of hair loss, her hair grows. But the thing is, she feels that because of her hair, she's not able to make friends, or she's not, or she's alone because of varied reasons. But later on, one of the other kid makes her understand that it's not her hair, but it's rather herself who needs to talk to people, who need to get out of it. And then at the end, she decides that, okay, I'm gonna cut the extra length. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to go out there and talk with people, and have friends and live free, that kind of a thing.
Very nice.
So yeah. So yeah, that was the
So all these
project.
are done in like other like digital medium, or you?
Yeah, the medium is digital. So,
Okay.
but I've used like traditional kind of style, but
Yeah.
it is digital. Yes.
Amazing work. So she's very dear friend also. We used to teach it together.
Yeah, together.
Like I'll tell you one incident. We did not have any work, तो दोपहर को हम ऐसे ही बैठे थे तो इसके पास she had watercolor and all those things, like fancy all these things, and I thought like I'll also do something. तो फिर हम एक दूसरे को ड्रॉ करने लगे, तो she drew me nicely, और फिर मैंने जो the mess I created with her face.
No, no, no.
So then I thought like you need practice for that, and you have to have that eye for details, and basically practice only if you boil down.
Practice, you're right. It's never ending thing. Like I think till today, like every day we think of how we could practice. We need to be in that loop always. Now today itself, I started a new challenge for 30 days with one of the group, like a competition. So every day they'll be taking out winners as well. But why I'm doing is that it just makes me, so with a full-time job now that I'm working as a faculty and I'm working full time, it's difficult to take time out for myself and my work. So it's a good way when you take some kind of challenge and work
Yeah. But then
towards
how
it.
you become consistent with that? Because I do I do take challenges, लेकिन वो 1-2 दिन के लिए होते हैं. Then it is just like, कर लेंगे बाद में.
I think people around you. Then it's all about people around you. If you have people around you who are also encouraging you to do that, again, like my mother, my brother, they keep encouraging me. I have my colleagues who are quite like they keep saying, "ए शर्मिष्ठा तो इधर क्या कर रही है? तुझे तो इधर होना चाहिए, उधर होना चाहिए." It kind of boosts your, confidence, and you're able to do more with that. So how you take it, of course, like how
Yeah,
constructively you take what has been given to you.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just wanted to ask you, घर में खाना बनता है या कलर खाते हो तुम लोग?
कलरफुल सब्जियां खाते हैं.
Like, you have studied here also, like in India, and then in UK, or say like outside India. So what is the difference that you have seen, like in the approach or in our approach, and where you like what are the like
Yeah.
what would be the pros and cons, like both the
Yeah.
sides?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a major difference. One, spoon feeding. So in the institutions outside India, you don't really see them giving you any kind of handholding. It's all you. So I many times my students who have also wanted to go in foreign institutions in undergraduation have faced a lot of problems in development wise. I will say that in India, in undergraduation, it's good to have your undergraduation done in India, because then you are learning a lot. There's a lot of things which have been done, and then you go for masters. You already are well versed with your skill, and you understand better what happens in the industry, or what you're supposed to do with yourself, with your specialization. Nowadays over here, in what I see happening as a faculty, also what I see
So what
happening
is
with,
your take as a faculty then with your students?
uh, I don't like to spoon.
You don't
I
spoon feed.
I give them. It's difficult.
खाना है तो
But
खाओ.
हाँ, खाना है तो खाओ. If you want to learn, you come to me. Not every time I'm gonna go to you and make you do something.
Yeah,
Of course, some parts yes, but in design education, I'll particularly say this, that every faculty or everyone around you has something to give to you.
yeah.
Everyone is talented, but if you think like in STEM field, हम आके आके आपको बताएंगे, that's not how it works. That's not how it worked with me also. In MIT, we had to go and take feedback from the faculty, then only they will give us a feedback. So it's all you, how much you want to take. जितना आप आओगे आप करोगे उतना अच्छा आपके लिए होगा. That's
As I said, uh, I'll go to your Instagram
okay.
and then we'll see some of your works. तो
Sure.
कुछ कुछ stupid questions मैं पूछूंगा, तो उसके लिए you can be ready.
Sure.
So you have like a lot of mediums that you keep on trying. So
Yeah.
here you have made this box. So what is it?
This is me creating interesting assignments for students actually.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, I feel every time the course should be revised, and how you learn should change according to time and what is the requirement. I feel display and presentation also has very important is a very important part of documentation, and you keeping in loop. Like, you will always remember this when you create something like this and you go through and make installations. In few days you might see an installation made by
Yeah.
students on my Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what it was about.
And this was your book, the
Yes,
illustrations.
yes, yes. This is my another book actually,
Okay.
which is a retake on the graphic novel. Like I said, graphic novel which was Rocknark first. It's a retake. I've rearranged the story a lot and rearranged the characters as well and working on it.
So when you're developing character, what you're thinking?
it's always something which is around me, mostly, something that I've seen in real life, because
Mm-hmm.
that is what I feel people relate to again.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe characters that you've grown up with, that could be one thing. But of course, there needs to be some fantasy. I believe in fantasy, something magical or something of that sort.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah, because when you want to decide somebody as your hero, it cannot just be uh, normal human being, but needs to have some kind of characteristics that makes them different.
Okay.
So yeah, something of that sort.
This also.
This is what I started today.
Okay.
So this is
This is a
me
part of the
post.
challenge.
Yes, yes, yes. So today, and you will see me posting this for
Okay.
hopefully for all other 29 days. I've been successful in such challenges
So
before
this
this
is day one.
also. Yeah, this is day one.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll just.
Mm.
So here I was talking about this was the post
Uh,
4 weeks ago. I liked it and commented.
mm.
कमेंट
Yes.
भी देख लो अभी इधर आ ही गए हम तो किधर है मेरा कमेंट सुंदर
Oh,
black and white
yes.
looks so nice gives
Yeah.
you like that old
So
vibe.
black and white, I do for a reason. It's for
Mm-hmm.
understanding if I have placed values well.
Okay.
So color ke sath, I always like to desaturate and see it. Most many a times you'll see my outcomes having a black and white. Otherwise, that's to
Mm-hmm.
see the values, whether if I've added depth properly or not. If is the uh, is is the main character that I want to stand out, actually standing out or not in the composition. So that's the major
Mm.
reason why I make it black and
Okay.
white.
So what we learn is once you do the basic things, then
Yeah.
artists like Sharmishta, they go and go on this ladder of
Yeah.
perfection.
Oh, thank you. I'm still learning.
And I also saw this kind
Mm.
of manga
Yes.
art, which is
Mm.
anime, I think. What is
Yeah,
this?
kind of like
So your
just
liking was,
experimenting.
yeah,
Yeah.
for this and some
In my diary, I keep
self
drawing this
portraits.
self portraits. Yes, this I've started from 2 years now. That I think every year you will see me year or maybe like in a 3 months or 4 months revisiting and making a self portrait again. I feel it's a very good way of learning about yourself. So not just creating art, but what has changed in you. It's also good for confidence, and of course, your
Mhm.
when you revisit yourself with help of that, and of course, मॉडल है जो कुछ बोल नहीं सकते, गंदा भी हुआ तो
तो ये
अपना
ये
ही
ये
है.
कौन सी शर्मिष्ठा है?
ये थोड़ी जिसके बाल
ये
लंबे
कौन से ईयर
थे.
की कौन सी ईयर वाली शर्मिष्ठा है?
वो it's mostly 2021.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a old.
This looks quite young.
No, rather, no. That is after,
After the
yeah,
haircut.
just 20. Yeah, I went bald in between.
Oh,
So the incognito mode that you see is when I've gone bald.
oh, this one.
Yes,
Nice.
yes.
And you are doing sculptures also. But
Yeah, I
is it like full time
try.
or just
No. Just for family. If somebody asks, then I do make, but yeah, mostly it's for family and myself. Yeah.
okay? So I think everyone should like just go and see this page. It's amazing.
Digitally also I go and do many live sketches, like
Yeah,
not necessary that you need to have colors and all those mediums with you, so you can use this medium as well for
this is amazing.
helping. Thank you. Lot of process.
Yeah,
So you know the character, right?
yeah.
It's the yeah.
Because of that trailer only, I saw that series.
Ah, oh really?
Yeah, it's very well made.
Nice.
Okay, very nice work. And thanks for sharing. Thanks for coming on this first episode of Design Dream.
Thanks to you for calling me out, and I hope it was helpful
No,
discussion,
no, it was
not
helpful.
just
Obviously, it
yeah.
was helpful.
Yes.
So, just signing off, I just want to ask you, what is your design dream?
I want to learn again. I want to learn more. I want to keep learning. I still don't think I'm completely aware of what design is. I would so like there's a lot of things happening. There's a lot of new things happening, new things coming up, more disciplines coming up. The thin line between design and art that is happening,
Yeah,
and it's nice. It's good to see that technology as well, of course. And I want to learn, do something with it. So if I can, I would like to maybe I don't know. It might not be PhD or something, but just in daily life, I would like to learn. I would like to do something new, come up with new, uh, uh, and encourage others and myself to see those things. Yeah, that's what my
I
plan
think
is
you're
or
already
dream
encouraging.
is. I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Thank you, Sharmishta, for coming here again. I like very grateful.
I wish you absolute luck in this because I feel this is going to be very important. I think this would be a very nice platform for the aspiring not only designers but in general students, to
Yeah,
see somewhere where we can go. Because I always used to believe like अरे ऐसा कुछ होता जहाँ पे अगर जाके देख सकते थे कि अगर क्या है exactly क्या है
yeah.
हर so that's what you're doing, so it's very nice. Thank you for
Thank you.
that.
चलो,
Yes.
अभी एक दूसरे को
Okay.
बहुत थैंक यू बोला है.
Thank you, Vishal.
बाय.